Heat win, thank God, 120 to 113 at a time where as a Miami sports fan, I desperately need it because I am a Miami Dolphins fan. Listen, I really debated if I was going to bring up the Dolphins this video, but I'm going to give y'all 30 seconds and that's it. I was going to make a video after the game last night, wasn't in the mood. I was actually going to make a video before the game saying, if you're watching this, then that means that the Dolphins got embarrassed because like the rest of y'all, I seen it coming. But I'm like, you know what? That's a loser move. Let me not jinx it. I'm not going to make a video. Sure enough, they collapsed and guys can't stay healthy. Now listen, I am not surprised, so I'm not going to let myself get too angry over it, unlike all those other people that are saying, I don't care no more. I'm done with this team. No, clearly you do care because you're getting angry. And all those people that say, I'm done with this team. I'm done being a Dolphins fan. You were never a real fan to begin with. I'm going to continue to watch my team. I'm going to watch them get blown out by the Kansas City Chiefs, even though I know it. But that's just because that's the choice I made, and I'm a lifelong Dolphins fan. And I just got to live with it. Maybe they win a Super Bowl one day. Maybe they don't. But I'm too late now. That's what being a fan is. But fortunately, I got the Miami Heat, where part of the reason that I keep getting this blind faith in the back of my head for the Dolphins, I'm like, the more they're doubted, the more I think they're going to come out and perform. That's not what they do. That's what the Miami Heat do, as they did last year in the playoffs against the Celtics, and then, blew the 3-0 lead, got to game 7, bust their ass. The more they're doubted, the more they perform well. Another game without Jimmy Butler tonight. Another win for them against a very good Houston Rockets team who is very good defensively, but didn't really show that tonight with the Heat dropping 120 points. Now, nothing too crazy really from this game to speak on. Tyler Herro was awesome. Shout out to him, having a really nice bounce back after a couple games struggling. He finished tonight with 28 points on 10 of 20 shooting, so I love the efficiency. Bam Adebayo was amazing in the second half. After being kind of quiet to start the first, he finished tonight, 9 of 12. So he was super efficient himself. Finished with 22 points and 12 boards. He's been really dominating the rebounding side all season, and that's a huge reason the Heat are a better rebounding team this year than they were last year. Other contributing factors to that is obviously, I guess, Kevin Love has been getting a nice rotational spot. He's been awesome himself tonight. He finished with 15, 7, and 4. So he's been great. Obviously got a couple nice backup bigs like Thomas Bryant, Orlando Robinson. Those guys don't really play, I understand, but there has been times where they needed those guys this year against bigger opponents, and that helps a lot as well. And I guess you don't really have Caleb Martin starting at the 4 spot, and he's kind of small, as good as he is, but you've had guys like Hayward Highsmith start, who is small himself. He's only 6'4", and shout out to him for returning today. He cashed a 3. It was only his bucket of the game, but his impact was there defensively. But you got guys like Jaime Jaquez Jr. and Nikola Jovic who have been getting a lot of run. Now, Jovic is big. He played big today. The man had 8 rebounds now. He had a lot of putbacks that I think he could have made. He only finished with 6 points. He was 2 and 9. Probably should have been closer to like 7 or 9, but those are shots we know Nico can hit, and he hit his threes. That's what you like for him. 6 assists, too, for him. Nothing's more fun than watching him get a rebound and just go all the way down the court. It's really exciting as a Heat fan, but also Jaime Jaquez was awesome tonight himself with 14 rebounds, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, so he really stuffed up the stat sheet, too. Even himself was kind of taking the ball coast to coast, so in these times with Jimmy out, even with Jimmy in a little bit, you're seeing a lot of guys handle the ball. You're seeing Kyle Lowry, who I should mention did get hurt tonight. He had banged his finger going for a ball. Gave me some PTSD when Tyler broke his hand diving for a ball. But Lowry was able to come back out and dribble and at least sit on the bench with some ice wrapped around it. So I think Lowry will be okay. He might miss some time, but it's probably nothing long term. But you have Lowry handle the ball. Obviously Tyler, obviously Bam, and now you got Jaime and Jovic. And I kind of think the more guys that you have that can bring the ball up the court and facilitate, the more lethal it kind of makes your offense, because obviously the defense can't key in on one guy. So I think that's kind of one reason that this Heat team is kind of scary, and does have some potential to make noise, come off season or be better than they were last season, which has kind of been my stance all along here. Jaime Jaquez, I did want to note on him too. It was nice seeing him play very well tonight, because a lot of Heat fans, there's a big faction of Heat fans that was very mad when we drafted Jaime Jaquez, because Cam Whitmore was right there, who's barely played this season, has dominated the G League because he's athletic, and yeah, he looks good, and even was decent tonight with 11 and 6. but he's no Jaime Jaquez Jr. And even the most stubborn of Heat fans, like my guy Royale Shepard, are willing to admit that they were wrong about Cam Whitmore because Jaime Jaquez is him. And I absolutely love to see it. Crotty put out a stat today where the Heat are like 12-2 when Jaime scores 15. So that's a really good sign because a lot of those games he scores 15 is when you were missing Jimmy Butler. And it shows that when Jaime steps up, it contributes to wins. He's efficient. He's not just some sort of shot chucker. Greg Sylvander also reported today that he expects Jaime Jaquez to be in the dunk contest, which my first reaction was, what? Jaime? Like, he got ups, he could jump, but he's more of like a power dunker. His package has been kind of the same this year when he's got a chance. But then I remembered that viral clip of him, that went viral recently when he was in high school, and he actually won a dunk contest versus Drake London on the Atlanta Falcons and KJ Martin, who I forget what team he's on now, but he's in the NBA as well. So he won a high school dunk contest versus two future pro athletes. So the comp was, good, obviously. So, and he had a little bit of a bag, jumping over people between the legs, doing all this stuff. So it'll be exciting to see Jaime in the dunk contest. I just don't want him to embarrass himself because pretty much everybody has for the last 5 years not named Mac McClung, who might even be in it this year, which is BS because he's not on an NBA roster. It's the NBA dunk contest, not, basketball dunk contest. It should be because the best dunkers in the world are not in the NBA, and I think it'd be more entertaining. But hey, it's NBA All-Star Weekend, so what are you going to do? I don't think there's too much more I want to talk about with regards to the Heat. Duncan Robinson, shout out to him as well. Had a very nice bounce back game. 14 points. Was only 4-12 from 3. Damn, he's 4-12? Maybe it's because he started the game so hot with those back-to-back. We were all like, okay, thank God Duncan's back. He's not in some sort of slump. But, I mean, whatever. I'm not going to get on him. I have a lot of faith on him. From the Rockets side, shout out to, like, the most random. I was going to say, we all know random scrub Heat killer. He's not a scrub, but he's like the most random Heat killer, meaning that some days he balls the F out, like tonight where he had 32 points and he was, where is it at here? He was 7 of 14 from 3. And other nights I remember him against the Heat being like 1 for 10 for 3. He's very hot or cold, very hit or miss. I feel like versus the Heat specifically, but maybe he's like that with all teams. But I really like a lot of guys on Houston Rockets side. I love Alperen Sengun, finished with 22 and 11 tonight. He was awesome. They did start Jalen. Oh, I thought it was Jeff Green. I'm looking at the box score because Jeff Green had a nasty dunk himself. That man, 37 years old, can still get up, just like LeBron, who took off from the free throw line to dunk on Paul George. Giving me beautiful flashbacks to 2012, 2013, those Heat Pacer rivalries. But Jalen Green started. I do think he's ass, but I like Jeff Green, and I do like Alperen Sengun. That's pretty much it, I guess, technically, because I don't really like Jabari Smith. He was fine today, 10-6. But for the guy that was picked third in the draft, he's not anything special. I think that's really all I got to say about this game, though. Not that I even talked about the game much. I mean, the Heat pretty much led from start to finish. They were up like 10-ish in the first half. Houston went on a bit of a run to tie it by halftime, and then the Heat kind of had a nice third quarter, got up 10 and never really looked back. Some Heat fans were getting scared of the fourth quarter worrisome coming when Houston cut it to like 7-8, but I felt pretty good for the most part. A lot of those fourth quarter collapses were when Jimmy was taking bad shots. I'm low-key wondering if Jimmy was a problem in those instances. Regular season, we know playoff time, he's him, so I'm not worried about it come playoff time, but his offensive execution is a big reason the Heat were such a bad fourth quarter team so far this year. But no hate towards Jimmy Butler. Y'all know I love the man. I love everyone on the Heat team, actually. And for everyone that calls me a hater, anytime I criticize someone, I have not hated a Heat player since Mo Harkless. With that being said, I'll see y'all next time. Make sure to like the video if you're rooting for Michigan to win. Sure, I'm recording this during the national championship. Michigan was up, so I hope they do win. I do like Harbaugh, and I'm just glad that they beat Nick Saban. That's really the only college game that I cared about this playoffs is anytime Nick Saban loses for obvious reasons. So like the video if you're rooting for Michigan, and subscribe if you're a Washington State fan. I don't really care. I know what I was going to talk about while I'm rambling. The NBA standings, as Eric Reed pointed out to end the game. I know I'm jumping back into the game. Whatever. Y'all can dip if you want. There's like 7 teams tied for the Heat's record of 21-15. It's the Heat, Cavs, Knicks, Pacers, and Magic. So it's a bit of a log jam there. So really every game does matter because I don't see any of those teams falling apart anytime soon. Obviously, Tyrese Halliburton did have a strained hamstring today. He may miss some time, but it didn't look too serious, or at least as serious that it did when he did like a giant split on the middle of the court. It looked pretty scary, but that's officially all I gotta say for the video. So I already did the outro. I'll see you next time. Peace out.
Look, pull up in your city, tryna get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch, don't offend me.